What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Horseshoe. My name is Matt, and today I'm going to be grading every single draft pick the Colts made this year. Now, before I do that, if you're new or if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button. Also, click the bell icon. That way, you're notified whenever I upload a video or when I go live. If you like this video, smack that like button. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree with my grades or do you disagree? And also, if you have a Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at horseshoe_pod. There's a link in the description down below. So with that being said, let's get right into it. And we're going to start off in round 2. Now, initially the Colts had the 42nd pick. However, they traded that along with the 122nd pick to Minnesota. In return, they got the 53rd pick, the 77th pick, and the 192nd pick. So I think that's pretty good value if you ask me. So with the 53rd pick in the draft, the Colts selected Cincinnati wide receiver Alec Pierce. And I love this move. I think this is a great pick. I'm giving this an A. I'm absolutely giving it an A. I thought Alec Pierce was going to be taken before 53. I thought just because of how the draft was going, he was going to go between 42 and 50, but he fell to 53 and the Colts got him. Now going over his stats for last year. Last year, Alec Pierce had 52 catches for 884 yards, which averaged 17 yards per catch, and he had 8 touchdowns. The longest was a 53-yard touchdown catch. Pretty impressive, right? Like, good numbers. You're going to take that all day, every day. Now, I know there were people saying, hey, Colts, they should have took Sky Moore. And I like Sky Moore, but I like Alec Pierce a little bit more. I personally believe Alec Pierce is more complementary. Is that a word? Complementary? I can't speak. But he's a better fit with Michael Pittman than Sky Moore is, in my opinion. Yes, Sky Moore is explosive. He's got good hands, but he is a little smaller. I just feel like Alec Pierce fits better with the Colts. And I think he's a perfect complement to Michael Pittman Jr. Alec Pierce is big. He's athletic. He's fast. He's got good hands. And I think he's an underrated route runner. So at 53, Alec Pierce, I'm giving that an A. So now we're going to move on to the 3rd round, and with the 73rd pick, the Colts took Virginia tight end Jelani Woods. I love this pickup. I'm also going to give this an A. Jelani Woods, his last year in college, had 44 catches for 598 yards, which averaged 13.6 yards per catch and 8 touchdowns. I think this is a great pickup. He's a really athletic tight end, definitely the most athletic tight end from this past draft class, and honestly, he might be the most athletic tight end in the NFL. If not, he's definitely one of the most athletic for sure. 6'7", 250 pounds, I believe. So he's a big tight end. He's got pretty good speed for his size. He can go up there, catch about anything you throw to him. I think Matt Ryan's going to love having Jelani Woods. And I think Jelani Woods is going to love having Matt Ryan as his quarterback. Now, it also fills in a need because we needed to replace Jack Doyle. Jelani Woods seems to be that guy. He's going to be a good blocker like Jack, but he's also going to be a offensive threat in the passing game. So at the 73rd pick, they took Jelani Woods. Staying in the 3rd round with the 77th pick, the Colts took Central Michigan offensive tackle Bernard Ryman, and I love this move. Again, it's another A. I promise you guys, not every single pick is an A. I promise you, but the reason why I'm giving Ryman an A right here is because he was projected to go into the 1st round, early 2nd round, and he fell to 77. I thought that if we drafted Ryman, we weren't going to be able to get Alec Pierce. I thought there was no way that was possible, but yet we got both. That's insane. Bernard Ryman, he was a tight end. He became a left tackle last season, and last year he allowed only 1 sack. That's it, for his 1st season playing left tackle. Very impressive, if you ask me. I think Bernard Ryman is going to develop into a really good left tackle, and if he's what we think he's going to be, you might as well call that left side of the offensive line IHOP, because you have Quentin Nelson and Bernard Ryman serving up pancakes. So I love this pick. It gets an A from me. And then the Colts traded back into the 3rd round. They got the 96th pick from Denver. In return, Denver got the 179th pick this year, as well as next year's 3rd round pick. And the Colts took Maryland safety Nick Cross. Big fan of this move. I thought this was a great signing for us. I'm going to give this an A-. I'm going to give this an A-. It adds more depth to our secondary, which I think is always a good thing. But this past season at Maryland, Nick Cross had 66 total tackles, 44 of them were solo, 22 were assisted. He had 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions. This is a hard-hitting safety. He's good at tackling. He's fast, super athletic again. I think this is a good pickup for the Colts. Adds more depth for our safety position. They're really high on Nick Cross. Now, I don't know if Nick Cross is going to become a starter at some point, but maybe he does become the starter at some point because they are pretty high on him. But yeah, I love this pick overall, so I'm giving it an A minus. All right, so now we're going to move on to round five. And with the 159th pick, the Colts took Missouri State defensive tackle Eric Johnson. I'll give it a C plus. I think it's a good draft pick because the Colts did add more defensive line depth, which I think is important. I think adding more depth to the defensive line is always a good thing to do for sure. So it definitely does that. He's an athletic defensive tackle. His numbers in college may not have been all that impressive. However, at the NFLPA, is it the NFLPA Bowl? He definitely improved the stock, during the workouts in the offseason. So, you know, I'm cool with this move. Adds more depth to our defensive line, so I'll give it a C plus. So now moving on to the sixth round, and with the 192nd pick, the Colts selected Youngstown State tight end Andrew Ogletree. Um, I was kind of surprised with this pick, if I'm going to be honest. I didn't think that Chris Ballard was going to take another tight end. This was probably a case of best player available. Like, I think Andrew Ogletree is going to be a solid tight end for sure. This past season, had 28 catches for 282 yards, averaging 10.1 yards per catch. So, solid numbers for a tight end. You know, he's not going to start more than likely. He's going to be a depth piece. I mean, I'm okay with it, but I'm going to give it a C plus. I just was confused. I think there were other positions you could have addressed with this pick, but again, best player available is probably what it was. And yeah, I'm cool with this move. So they took Andrew Ogletree with the 192nd pick. So now moving on to pick number 216, the Colts selected Cincinnati defensive tackle Curtis Brooks. I love this pick. It gets an A for me for sure. Kind of surprised he fell to 216. I know he's a little smaller than what you would want in a defensive tackle. But when you look at his numbers at Cincinnati, he should not have fallen to 216. So, you can find this on Joe Goodberry's Twitter, by the way. His pass rush win rate was 19.3%, best in the class. His run defense stop rate was 13.1%. His pass rush grade was 90.4. His true pass set grade was 92.3. His true pass set win rate was 37%. And his run defense grade was a 69, nice point 9. Very, very good numbers. And he's also a very athletic defensive tackle as well. I love this pick. I know he's smaller, but I think he's going to fit in really, really well with our team. He's going to be a really nice piece that you can rotate in with the defense throughout the game. He's not going to play a whole lot at the start, but I do think he's going to develop into a really nice piece on this defense. I believe Luke Fickell said that he was the MVP of that defense in Cincinnati, and they had a pretty good defense. So, yeah, Curtis Brooks gets an A without a doubt. So now we're going to move on to the final pick of the draft. And with the 239th pick, the Colts selected Yale cornerback Rodney Thomas II. B minus. I'll give it a B minus. He's a depth piece. He's somebody that you're going to rotate in every now and then when he develops into somebody that you can do that with. Last season, numbers weren't too hot. 6 total tackles, 2 solo, 4 assisted, 2 interceptions. They're all right. I think he's going to develop into a nice player, as he's in Indianapolis. So Rodney Thomas, I'll give a B minus. Because I do think adding more depth to the secondary, specifically safety, was a good thing to do because last year, not good at all. it was quite bad. Yeah, so I'll give this a B minus. And there we go. There are all my grades for this draft class. If I had to give an overall grade for the class in general, I would say A minus. I would say A minus because they addressed every need that they had to address. They got better. They added more depth to this team. They got some steals in this draft class. They got some real nice players. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give this class an A minus. And that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new or if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button. Also, click the bell icon so you're notified when I upload a video or when I go live. If you like this video, smack that like button. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree with my grades or do you disagree? And also, if you have a Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at horseshoe_pod. There's a link in the description down below. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Matt, Bleed Blue, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you watch one of these other two videos. They're cool. Also, if you're new, please click the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. I greatly appreciate your support.